One problem that I often see, regardless of the business structure or whether you have a nonprofit formed, is the lack of adequate books and records.
Yes.
And
What is something about record keeping that the normal taxpayer doesn't understand, doesn't do, doesn't utilize, doesn't maintain? Like, what is from your experience? What is well, how are we failing? Because I feel like we failing. In
yeah,
that,
we don't keep up with nothing.
that
Okay,
makes sense.
most like, and I'm telling the truth. Like,
Hmm.
it's literally not hard to take out your phone and take a picture of a meal receipt. If you go out, if you go out to discuss business, if you and I have a lunch meal, right, a Panera Bread, and you say, "Hey, Candy, I want you to come onto the podcast, and we're gonna go on the podcast, and I need you to send me some referrals,
Hmm.
because I'm gonna let you join as a guest on my podcast, blah, 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 blah." Well, that meal then becomes a tax deduction, right?
Hmm.
Because we are there to discuss business. It takes 2 seconds to take a picture of the receipt.
Hmm.
Okay, because the IRS wants to, you can take the deductions, but do you have the proof?
Right.
That's what they're looking for in an audit. And what tends to happen is so many of us small business owners, we do have the business, we make the money, but we don't,
Keep our records.
yeah, we don't
Maintain
keep our
records.
records, and that causes a big problem. Think about this. The IRS's job is they're under Department of Treasury. So the Department of Treasury's job is to collect the money, right? So if they audit you and they already know that a certain people, let me just put it that way, lack record keeping skills, and they tend to over
Mm.
report and under report their income, who do you think they're going to audit the most? The people who they know don't have their stuff together, right?
Mm. Right.
Mm.
Facts.
So then you get this audit. They give you X amount of days to respond to it. They want receipts, they want names, they want it in alphabetical order, they want birth certificates of your dependents, they want your mileage log, they want this, they want that. Oh, they'll say, okay, let's say a person wrote off $6,000 in meals. Okay, fine, send us the receipts. You don't have the receipts, so what do? You lose your deduction. Now you owe the IRS back penalties plus interest,
That
and there's
seems
no way
crazy.
to
Yeah.
escape them.
It just I don't know. I hear you. That makes sense. I understand record keeping is important, but that also seems a little predatory. Because at the same time, it's like why pick on the little person who, again, when we go through the public school
You live in
system,
America, bro.
right? We don't. They don't teach us these things, right? Like we learn a lot of stuff that we don't ever use in life. It would be
Because
nice,
honestly, it's
right?
not meant for everybody to know. It's
Mm-hmm.
not meant for everybody to know. And I realized that as I was continuing my journey on becoming an enrolled agent. A
Right.
lot of these things are not necessarily for the general public to know. It is for meant for people who can pay
Right.
an expert, excuse me, excuse me, who can afford an expert.
Okay. So I don't know if you have the answer with uh percentage of, let's say, non-business owners that get audited, like a
Mm.
regular W-2 employee. Is it a growing concern? Is it urban legend, or is the IRS expanding in order to target the lower class
Business
more?
owners.
Right.
So I'm not allowed to play the audit lottery since this is
Okay.
being recorded. So I
Okay.
can't give my opinion on that. But what I can say is exactly what I just emphasized on, which is have your stuff in order.
Right.
Because if you are chosen, you don't want to be in that number.
Unless you got your
Okay.
shit
So
together. Right.
yeah, so just it's not, I can't give a percentage of people. I have seen people get audited for claiming they're dependent, and the IRS asks for birth certificates, and it's their child. They've
Right.
been claiming them all along.
Right. Right. Right.
It's completely random.